Splatoon 3. Whoa. You kind of like the interesting futuristic sci-fi kind of font that they've done with those things there. Let's see here. There. Launch it. Give it the greatest of launchings. There you go. Big Smackaroo, proceed with caution. Why? Because there's trouble around every corner. But yeah. So, the weekend was certainly a very interesting time, to say the least. So, I would have streamed some Splatoon 3 on the weekend, but all the craziness at Comic-Con was, like, the main reason why I didn't. And the past few days has been, like, catching up on university since, Comic-Con. There were some, interesting events. I didn't go to, like, a massive ton of events or panels, per se. I mostly just, like, wandered around. Saw, like, the cool things that were on sale at various booths and stuff like that. And pew 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 pew. But one event that I did go to with well, my cosplaying friendos that I met up with there was like this group like cosplay photo shoot like thingamabob. Essentially, I don't know what exactly that would be called there. But well, we went out of the convention hall and like out onto this massive staircase with like a bunch of other people that were all in cosplays. And basically taking like a whole bunch of photos with everyone together. And like a whole bunch of people with their cameras and stuff. So I don't know when those are gonna be posted. I'll probably share them in the Discord server whenever they're posted. I assume off of like some sort of like Comic-Con social media thingamabob. Most likely is what they would be posted on. I don't know. You. So. Oh yeah, I do have that special power as well, I guess. Get him, small fry. Good job. But yeah, because I am curious how some of those photos turned out. See that Enharmonia in the mix of like a whole bunch of other completely unrelated cosplays. Also, speaking of like Enharmonia being like a super niche character, when I was walking and chatting with some friendos from the forum there, I was talking about how I never ran into like another N before. Like I've had this cosplay for like 7 or 8 years. It's kind of falling apart. I should probably repair it at some point. I've had it for a long time, and I've never run into another Enharmonia before. Never in all my years have I run into another N. And then 2 minutes after having this conversation, I run into another N. Like I was flabbergasted. I saw them, I was like, oh my goodness, it's another N! So, so for the first time, I finally met like another person cosplaying as N. That was pretty neat. That was pretty neato there. Boobity bop. Pew pew pew. Pew 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 pew. Welcome back, Dark. Welcome back. And welcome back, Small Fry. Yeah, I get tucked right in between the Inkling and the freaking Bear Grylls piss bottle. And away we go! Away we go on this magical adventure. Whee! Many pews. It was kind of interesting tracking everybody down at a Comic-Con here, because I only had like a rough location and like rough description of what they'd look like, going up and trying to find everybody, but I did successfully find everybody. So it was great success. But oh, I guess I have to fight here. No! No, you better not. You better not. How about you don't? Throw the fish! Throw the small fry! I guess small fry is probably the way to deal with these shields then, huh? Alright, yes! The bridge to victory! Bam! Just like that. Just throw my fish at it. Neat. Trouble around every corner. I didn't feel like there was too much trouble around every corner. Maybe some corners, but not every corner, you know? I mean, what do I know, but there's that. Bam! Press enemy fire and we reach the goal. Cool. In some other news, with me catching up on university the past couple days, I've been like, okay, what can I do that, like, make some progress on something on the channel, like, relatively AFK? Because if I can multitask, like, I will gladly multitask in, like, whatever situations I can, if it's an option. So I was like, are there any games ongoing on the channel that I can like basically just AFK and make progress in? And there was Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. So uploads like right now are still going on. I think they're going on until like October 13th because my playthrough of that cut up into like 130 parts on playthrough 1. But I said that I was gonna like redo the Scarlet Blaze route again, just to like go against Byleth, because of my first playthrough I sided with Byleth, I recruited Byleth. But apparently the story's a little bit different if you go against Byleth, and you get like an exclusive New Game Plus paralogue with Arvel if you go against Byleth. So I was like, oh, I kind of want to see that. But since we've done like most of the story up to this point, it's not super important to see it again. Oh, it's one of these ones! I love these ones! These are fun! So I was like, you know what if I just start like my New Game Plus file like right now? And just like let the AI play it itself. Like that's how I was grinding in 3 Hopes. Off camera, whenever I wanted to do like some support grinding. Stuff like that. So I just put it into like normal casual. And over the past couple days, I've just basically been like starting mission after mission and letting the video game play itself. To get up to the point where like the story will be different. Pew. Penny pews. And I'm already basically, like, over the past couple days in, like, this relatively AFK and letting the game play itself, I put in, like, 5 hours of that. And I'm already at the point where, like, I'm probably not going to be continuing until the next time that I stream it. Because I just have, like, a bunch of support conversations queued up before, like, the 6-month time skip. And that's also, like, right before the chapter where, things with Byleth happen. So it's like, wow, that really didn't take me long at all. This is like way better than 3 Houses at replayability. So I've been kind of like AFK playing playing 3 Hopes the past couple days, and it's been going really well. Like my goodness, I will definitely say that like 3 Hopes has the much better replay value than 3 Houses, in my humble opinion. That's pretty neat. So maybe I'll stream some 3 Hopes again in the near future just to like get that done. Because the uploads, well, the upload situation is okay. The video game situation on the channel is where things are a little bit tricky. Like with Fire Emblem, for example. Last year, did I already talk about the Fire Emblem situation on the channel during Splatoon 3? I'm not repeating myself here because I don't remember what I say during previous ones of these. Anyway, short version is like Fire Emblem Engage got revealed. Wait, was my last stream before the Direct? Hold on. Whoa, wait here. What dates were things? Because the last time that I streamed this might have actually just been like before the Direct. Because I think the last time that I streamed this was like September 10th or 11th. It's currently September 21st. What day was the most recent Nintendo Direct? I think I uploaded my video on the Direct like day after. Yeah, so my video on the Direct was September 14th. And this was, I believe it was a September 13th Direct. Yeah, so the last time that I streamed this game was before the most recent Nintendo Direct, actually. That actually means I have, like, a few things that I can talk about that I didn't talk about last time. Because, there's that. It was the 14th. Yeah, my video was uploaded on the 14th, so I think that the Direct itself was up on the 13th. In that case, I believe. So yeah, I guess I can talk about like updates to like series as of the Direct in that case, because I wouldn't have been able to talk about it last time because the Direct hadn't happened yet. Because it's been so long since I streamed Splatoon 3. So moving about. Oh, this is the bow. Neat. So when it comes to Fire Emblem, for example, I did Fire Emblem Fates, which is like my favorite gameplay Fire Emblem game. Oh, that's interesting. Which is my favorite Fire Emblem game for gameplay. Last year I did Birthright Lunatic Classic. So this year I wanted to do Conquest Lunatic Classic, and then next year I wanted to do Revelations Lunatic Classic, and then we'd have like all 3 routes done. But a little bit of a wrench was thrown into my plans here. So my plan this year was to do my final route of 3 houses, and then I could do whoa! And then I could do Fates, and then that would be like my Fire Emblem for the year. Your least favorite for Fire Emblem or Fire Emblem Fates, you mean? That makes more sense. Whoa. Well, let's see here. Least favorite for story, probably same, but the gameplay is great. I freaking love the gameplay of Fire Emblem Fates. The gameplay and the music is freaking incredible, and then it's just a shame about the story being like, what the heck is going on here? Like, what actual mess was happening when they were writing the story? Yeah, I love me some Fates. It's kind of difficult. Whee! Yeah, so my original plan this year was final route with 3 houses, and then Fates. It would be great. But then 3 hopes got revealed. So I did the first route of, or the final route of 3 houses, and that game was finally finished. And it's like, get pranked! 3 hopes exists now. The Fodlan adventure is never ending. Despite already having like one of, if not the longest, 3 houses series on YouTube. Is pretty insane. Oh my goodness gracious, this is so weird. My goodness gracious. Pew pew. Please. Please! Woo! Oh, it's so scary. So, my plans changed to finish that route of 3 houses, which I did, and now 3 houses is done. And then I did my first playthrough of 3 hopes. I wasn't sure how long it was going to take. It wound up being 130 episodes. Or parts, I guess. I don't remember how many streams. A lot, though. Ah! Oh my goodness, how did I do this first try? Look, and this one specifically gave you like 5 lives, 2 extra than normal. Because I knew it was going to be a hard one. Wow. Okay, that was certainly something. So, you know, that's going to be going until October 13th if I don't do that extra smidge of like the other route. And I'll do that extra smidge of the other route at some point, and that'll make like, I don't know, maybe like a week or 2 weeks worth of uploads. Not anything too crazy. But, that trilogy Fire Emblem felt the most railroady and grab bag, like, in terms of plot points. What, like, the 3 routes of Fates? Fates is so freaking weird. A bit of a fever dream. I love its gameplay. I love its music. My goodness. What the heck happened with this story? It's so memeable, though. I do kind of love the story of Fates in that it's, like, so bad that it's good. Sometimes, you know, one of those things that you can laugh at. I guess you could say. I guess you could say that the story of Fates is good from that perspective, where it's so bad that it's just funny. Anyway, like, I had a lot of laughs during Birthright. Sure, I'll have a lot of laughs during, during Conquest again. But yeah, anyway, I thought, like, okay, that means that I'll be able to start, oh, I'm not doing that over there. I'll be able to start Fates Conquest Limit to Classic before the end of the year. And then, like, Fates Conquest Limit to Classic will just, like, go into next year a little bit. But then, during the recent Nintendo Direct, they announced Fire Emblem Engage, the prequel to Fire Emblem Divorce. That's coming out, like, what, January 10th next year? Like, it's right around the corner. It's not all that far in the future. So it's like, oh, if I started my Conquest playthrough, like, right now, or just, like, shortly after the uploads end for, you know, 3 hopes, I would not have enough time to, like, get all the uploads out there before the release of Engage, you know? The case. It would not happen. And while I do often have, like, multiple playthroughs ongoing at once, I never want to have multiple playthroughs ongoing on this channel of, like, the same IP at once. Because one of the main reasons I do multiple playthroughs on this channel is so that there's, like, a little bit of something for everybody, you know? Something that everybody can potentially be interested in. Like, maybe some people are interested in some Splatoon stuff, but aren't interested in, like, my Nier Replicant stuff, or Fire Emblem 3 Hopes, or anything like that. But maybe there is somebody who is, and not interested in the other things, you know? There's a little bit of something for everybody, you could say. But if I have, like, multiple things of Fire Emblem going on at once, then it's like people that are into Fire Emblem are gonna be like, what the heck? What the heck do I watch then? What do? I can't do all of them at once. That's not how it works. Time is a thing. Real life is a thing, you know? So I don't want to have, like, multiple playthroughs going on at the same time of, like, the same IP is the thing. So, yeah, it seems like Fire Emblem Fates Conquest Limit to Classic is gonna have to wait until... I straight do not know how to take you out. I don't know what to do. So my current plan for Fire Emblem is, you know, the 3 Hopes uploads will be finished off. I'll do the smidge of, what do I do? Do I do that? Something? I do not know how to take you out. Oh, I guess just hamming at it enough is all I do there. So yeah, finish off the 3 Hopes uploads, which will finish off on like October 13th, I believe, for the current playthrough. Do like that little smidge of a New Game Plus in the same route to see like those extra story beats, which won't take super long. I can do that pretty quickly. I'll just do that whenever I get around to doing it. I can do it at any time now. Now that a file is set up for it, as of the past couple days. And then wait for Fire Emblem Engage. That'll come out, and then I'll do like Fate's Conquest Limited Classic. If Engage has multiple routes, I'm genuinely going to lose my mind. So I really, really hope that there aren't like multiple routes and multiple playthroughs needed for Engage. I'm so done with multiple routes in Fire Emblem games. After all the 3 houses, fates, and 3 hopes that's been going on the channel for like the past several years now. You know? So I feel like if Engage is multiple routes, I'm just gonna freaking make it. I assume that it probably won't, considering if multiple routes are like a big part of it, that's usually one of the big things that gets like marketed first. Like Fates was all about like, oh, look at this, like multiple kingdoms, choose your route, and yada yada. 3 houses was like, ah, yes, there's 3 houses, choose your route. So since it's not a part of like the marketing right now, the main part of marketing right now is like, hey, here's a more classic kind of 3D Fire Emblem game, and with a bunch of classic characters that are like personas now or something. I assume that is just gonna be the one route, hopefully. If not, I'm gonna lose my mind. Problems with trusting the tides of praise. Like, Fate's got so much praise, but it was a shit show. Like, it takes a while before people give, like, actual objective reviews. I feel like I feel like that's also the case for, like, both sides of the spectrum, you know? Where if something's, like, really, really good about a game, it's like, oh my goodness, this entire experience is great and the whole thing is a masterpiece, when, like, maybe it's not. AKA Breath of the Wild, in my opinion. I would say that the gameplay of that game is pretty masterful, but the music is like almost non-existent, and the story, while it has potential, it falls back, like it loses its meaning because you don't actually get to experience that story. You just get to hear about it having happened, is the thing. You don't actually get to experience that plot unfolding. You just get like the freaking IMDb chapter synopsises to like cram for your test, essentially. But people, like, really, really enjoyed the gameplay of Breath of the Wild and hyped it so much, they're like, ah, yes, this entire thing is a masterpiece. When, like, I could definitely call the gameplay of it a masterpiece. By, like, maybe. By some lenses. Maybe not every lens. I wouldn't say that's perfect by any means, but, oh. Right, you'll splash down where you stand. Whee! Bam. So I feel like that goes for like both sides of the spectrum. And then there's things like Fates where it's like the story is so bad that, you know, you're gonna have a lot of critics that are just saying like the whole game is bad, when is not the case, in my opinion there. Like, sure, it's the case that the story is a real mess, but bam! But like, oh my goodness, the music is legendary. And I really like the gameplay. Like, Fire Emblem Fates is a little bit of a special snowflake, and it has a special place in my heart. I love Fates, I love how bad its story is. Oh man, I adore Fire Emblem Fates anyway. Whee! But yeah, imagine Fire Emblem Engage, you actually married, but the split off of his divorce, imagine. It's gonna be like the first Fire Emblem game with both like S supports, but the ability to undo S support after you've done it. That'd be pretty fun. Oh, I'm dumb! Oh, I'm actually kind of silly. I guess this doesn't follow like the rules of momentum. I guess it just kind of slams you down at like that very exact position. Well, now I know. Now I know though. Bam. So yeah, I feel like that can go for both sides of the spectrum in my opinion. Where after a game comes out, you're gonna have a lot of people that are just like, ah yes, this is all good or this is all bad, and no in between, based off of like the specific things that like stood out to them the most, whether those are the really good things that stood out to them the most or the really bad things that stood out to them the most. Hi. Eh? I mean, I always try to be, you know, objective right from the get-go when it comes to whatever game. Like, for example, my favorite game series nowadays, probably at all, is Xenoblade Chronicles. And I was fully prepared to, like, love Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And while I do in a lot of ways, I still can't help but feel like it's the weakest out of, like, the whole series. That doesn't mean that it's a bad game. I still loved it. It's still an absolute gem and freaking fantastic. But I think the other ones are better, is the case. Like, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 told a really good story, but it told it in a really frustrating way, in my opinion. I'm working on the video essay for it right now, but it's gonna take me a long time to make. It's gonna be like one of those several hour ones, like my Pokemon ones that take me like months to make. So I might just like not release it until the DLC comes out, and then I can have like a full video essay on the whole thing. So, while that could potentially be seen as like, you know, taking a while before like fully objective reviews get out there, it's not because I only felt this way after like a year after the release of the game, like it'll probably eventually be released at. Since I'll release it sometime after the DLC comes out, most likely. Which is rather because I want to take my time to, like, fully gain together all my thoughts and then, like, be able to encompass the DLC as well. But yeah, let's see here. Can we get a Fire Emblem Warrior, the evil conquering empire? I'd like that. That'd be pretty cool. A lot of people were looking forward to Fate's Conquest for that reason, but then it wasn't really that. Avoid enemy fire and reach the goal. Will do. I feel like Chronicles 3 has the best character designs in your eyes. You really dislike 2's designs. What do you say that 2's designs were like your least favorite? Because I feel like if we're gonna have to say like worst designs, we would have to say like Xenoblade Chronicles 1, the original. If we're talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 1 Definitive Edition as like the way that we're categorizing one, then that's a bit of a different beast. But you know, it's pretty jarring to go back to 1 nowadays after things like 2, 3, and 1 Definitive Edition. That just makes all the characters like pop a lot more lively. But yeah, 3's character designs may well be my favorite. Well, maybe. I'd have to give it like some thinking. Yeah, 2's like, really? Even including like 1 the original, not 1 Definitive Edition. Up we go. Because I loved some of the 2 character designs. Some of them I wasn't super big on, but most of them I kind of liked. You know, there are definitely some that like really went over the line. You know, I figured, you know, they can design the characters however they want to design them and stuff, but I don't know. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to take characters seriously in some in some scenes. Ah, no, you better not. Stop. I'm trying to. My nose is itchy. Leave me alone. My goodness gracious. Give me this armor. Give it to me. Time to die. Take the shot. How are you not dying? I have no idea how that power works. Is the case. But yeah, fan of normal clothes, but like no Xenoblade characters really have normal clothes. Like, I mean, sort of. I guess you could just say that like some are more normal than others. Is all you could say. Oh, here, all right, go up. Whee, up we go. Up and away. Yeah, I made it to the top. I'm the best. Look at you. Oh, you got a little bit weird there for a hot second. But yeah, anyway. Like, even though I did adore, gosh dang it, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I'm willing to, you know, accept that it has a lot of flaws, in my opinion. But, you know, so many, like, big reviewers nowadays, and I know that I've talked about this, like, so many times before. I kind of hate, like, the modern state of, like, big reviewing platforms. I still think that, like, reviews by, like, small, independent creators are usually, like, fine and pretty down to earth most of the time. But, like, you know, big news outlets or people that are getting like paid to review a game, I feel like they'll review a game based on like how close it is to what they expected it to be rather than how good it actually is. This is what I feel like so much of the time, you know. Can't help but get that funny feeling a lot of the time. That makes me kind of frustrated with a lot of modern game reviews. Yes. I was reading that. How rude of you to take it away. I am. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind either way as long as it, you know, isn't too intrusive, let's say. That's all I will say. Yeah, let's go to Shooter on Rails. This is what we do. This away we go.